Future Gohan was weak as hell and he trained his whole life. Look how jacked he was. But his power wasn't even at the levels of Future Trunks when he arrived to slice up Frieza. Yes, even Gohan knew that Future Trunks would soon surpass himself. And in the manga, Trunks already had Super Saiyan before Gohan's death. But in this video, we're going to look at why Future Gohan was so weak compared to his main timeline self, despite training his whole life fighting the androids. I hope you're all doing well, guys. I appreciate you being here, and if you do hit the like button on this video, thank you so much. Now, Future Gohan, despite being a fan favorite in Dragon Ball Z, is notably weaker than his main timeline counterpart. The divergence in their strength comes down to a key environmental factor and missed opportunities that drastically stunted Future Gohan's growth. Because he was the same Gohan right up until Goku died before the androids came, what were the main differences from that point on in the main timeline? Well, he had training from Piccolo, he had training from Goku. Which goes to show that without anybody's help, Gohan was going nowhere. Yes, he could get so far by himself, do a few push-ups with his limited training experience, but without Piccolo and Goku there to train Gohan properly for years, that's the obvious in-story reason why Gohan in the Cell games was much stronger than Future Gohan despite being much younger than Future Gohan, and if I recall, Future Gohan is the same age as Gohan in the Tournament of Power. Yes, mentors make a difference. Without long-term training from Piccolo, presumably no hyperbolic time chamber knowledge, no sparring partners, at least close to his level for many years, Senzu Beans in short supply, no Dragon Balls to fall back on, obviously the Namekian Dragon Balls, but everybody forgets the Namekian Dragon Balls exist when a plot needs to be pushed. Pretty sure they could get there. And one thing I want to mention about the hyperbolic time chamber is that even if Gohan was aware of the hyperbolic time chamber, it wouldn't have made that much of a difference, and here's why. In the manga, it was stated Gohan trained a long time to prepare to fight the androids once again, but Android 17 said, you know what? I'll let you in a little secret. I was only using half power last time anyway, and Gohan was shocked and ate the dirt. So yes, even with Gohan in the time chamber, it wouldn't have made that much of a difference to his power. Android 17 was at least double Future Gohan after training intensely for so long to fight him. Plus Gohan had all those other years to train by himself as well, but as we all saw, it wasn't much to brag about. His potential and power could never grow if Gohan trained on his own with his own knowledge. He just doesn't have it in him as a warrior. He needs the coaching. But beyond the story, fans have also developed theories to explain the power gap. One of those theories is that there were no resources in the future timeline for Gohan to nourish his Saiyan body on after training, but look how damn jacked he is. Food wasn't that tight during the android arc. It wasn't until later where Goku Black showed up and Future Trunks was eating dog food to stay alive, pretty much explaining where all his muscle mass went. But again, that could be art style because we all know the 80s, 90s hero was all about being jacked. The modern style is all about sleek and elegance. But again, the food reason and the nourishment is just a theory. Some fans speculate that Future Gohan suffered from long-term injuries and fatigue that suppressed his power. He constantly fought without rest, never had access to proper healing, and even lost his arm in battle, limiting his effectiveness and power output. One thing I want to add on to that is how Dragon Ball works in general. Whenever we see a big battle, soon after everyone is healed to full strength, either by Dende's healing, the Dragon Ball's reviving power, Senzu Beans, Saiyan healing pods, you know. If characters had none of that and they fought, they would be healing for a long damn time. Look at Goku after fighting Vegeta in the Saiyan saga. He said, I'm going to be in here a while. And even then, he said he might not be restored to full strength ever. He's just done over, so thank goodness for Senzu Beans. What I'm saying is, if Gohan fought the androids and got beat up very badly each time, if he wasn't guzzling all the Senzu Beans, then his body is going to take a long time to heal each time, and he's not going to benefit from the quick healing to get those Zenkai boosts straight away. He's just going to be a broken down man. That's the whole point of the Bardock special, the Saiyan healing tanks. The fact that you come back from battle almost dead, then heal at an accelerated rate, means they get that power boost because they're not suffering for weeks, maybe months, being out injured. The androids obviously wanted to keep Future Gohan alive, so they probably beat him pretty damn bad most times they fought. So it's not like he could train constantly for 15 years, fully healed all of the time. Imagine they broke his foot and he had no Senzu Beans. What is he gonna do? But again, they're all fan theories, and at the end of the day, Gohan in the future, he just wasn't strong no matter what the reason was. The plot tells us he was capped out. He trained and fought, and that's the level he could get to on his own. Another theory suggests that Gohan lacked the natural Saiyan drive for combat, unlike Goku or Vegeta who live to fight and constantly seek stronger opponents. Gohan's personality is more peaceful, and in the main timeline, Goku was there to push Gohan beyond his limits. Without that influence, without that training, without Piccolo there, we get the Gohan in the future timeline. He had no external force to push him to break through barriers, just pain, suffering, grief, And although that gives a pretty good reason to fight for urgency, for survival, which he was doing, it's totally different from having motivation to become a true warrior and what that means day to day. Some say there was no breaking point trigger for Future Gohan. Super Saiyan 2 is typically unlocked through overwhelming emotional release, while constantly enduring suffering may never had a precise moment of uncontrollable rage needed to unlock Super Saiyan 2, especially not the training. Again, he was weaker than Future Trunks when he showed up against Frieza. His pain was long term and gradual, not explosive. Him training for a while to take on Android 17 once again, that probably took everything he had mentally and physically. He just wasn't the guy then, but damn, he's a fan favorite among many.